The latest in pop culture and nerd news, an unhealthy obsession with pizza, and more Trek than 12 listeners can handle. Seriously, guys, we could use a few new subscribers, so, tell a friend, please. Keeping Up with the Cardassians.
Thank you, good friend of the show, Al Beck, for our amazing bumpers. Bumps. Bump. We're the Cottonmouth Kings, and we don't give up.
I like that bumper. The Keeping Up with the Cardassians, because it repeats ass a lot. Cardassians.
Speaking of, that was Joe.
Oh, that was me. Ass man.
And Nick.
And Rob.
Welcome to Keeping Up with the Cardassians. We're happy to have you here on this special after Thanksgiving episode.
I am stuffed.
I have eaten so much turkey.
I had tofurkey.
Ooh.
Tofurkey.
I really thought you were going to say ass.
The dessert.
Yeah.
The dessert menu.
Hard pass.
You lost.
I'm not a big dark chocolate fan. Catch my drift. But
You're
welcome.
lost, bud.
This is a special episode today. As
clearly
you know,
already.
We like to talk about pop culture stuff.
And ass.
And we decided we were going to do a whole episode based off of the Penguin TV series. If you haven't watched it already, we encourage you to do so. What was the thing that we said to you like that we were going to review just so you could say it over and over?
The Joker, fella did.
Yeah, we got to redo that.
That's true.
We did say we were going to do
Joker. I don't want to have to watch it.
I know you don't. I get that. So, anyways,
that's the one time I will believe the critics.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it someday on HBO.
It's streaming, isn't it?
Yeah, it's on Max.
Yeah.
It was on Max like the day after it came out in the theater.
Within the same month of October when it released, I believe it was streaming.
Yeah,
before the end of the month.
3 weeks after it came out.
I'll take a couple shots and then we'll watch it.
Yeah, Joker full of dick.
What was that again?
A Joker full of dick.
Okay.
But we're not talking about the
Full of
Joker.
deuce?
No.
Full of dick. We're talking about the Penguin today. We're gonna talk about the.
We need a sound clip.
We're gonna talk about the Penguin with Colin Farrell, Kristen Milioti.
Star of the show, Kristen Milioti.
We're gonna talk about that.
Vic.
But before we get into that, obviously we want to cover a couple
Spoilers.
things. Yeah, there's going to be heavy spoilers in this. There's going to be heavy spoilers. But there are a couple things. We did say we were going to hold off on viewer feedback for last week, and we wanted to hold off. But let's start off this week's episode with some viewer feedback. Sound good?
Oh no, I'm scared.
Open hailing frequencies.
Frequencies have been opened, sir. We don't have much today. We do have a beautiful text message received from friend of the show, Samira, and she said she just re-listened to episode 184. This was an episode where we apparently made fun of white boy names because she said, and my son's best friend forever's name is Easton.
That's a white boy name.
That's a white boy name for sure. That boy, a wild one too, always cracking me up. Just too funny. I don't know who laughs more, me or him, when that boy's over for play dates. So, and I'm just reading that in Samira's voice, and I just love it. I love Samira's. Her voice is my favorite. Samira, we love you. Thanks for
listening again. Apparently,
we love it. We love it. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm just going to... Brody is back to commenting on our
Yes!
YouTube. So he has not died of a drug overdose, despite his best efforts.
Yeah.
He tried. He
tried. You know, he gave it a Valium effort.
Well played, sir. Well played.
He said, did anything happen while I was away? And then he said he hated the interpretation of the Joker in the Batman. The brief.
Yeah, the brief. Yeah.
Yeah. It said, I hated the look from the graphic novel, and I hate it now.
Yeah, he's super jacked up in that interpretation.
Yeah. And then he went back on the 80-year-olds or 16-year-olds
He's going
driving.
With
He's going to go with
80-year-olds. Oh, okay. Yeah. He doesn't want to get trekked by us.
No, what's that?
I think it was a...
Trek or treat?
No, I think it was like the train, I think.
Oh.
I think it was.
Doesn't want us to run Trek on him?
I'm assuming.
Or is that just where your mind's at right now?
No, I'm just assuming, knowing our humor, that would be what we would say. Does that not track for you?
It doesn't track? Or Trek?
It doesn't track for you?
It treks.
Yeah, he also... Oh, Brody worked at Blockbuster as well in 99, 2000. In the year 2000. Yeah, so, and then he talks about his love for Borders as well. He said their comic section was better than Barnes & Noble, and that is actually right. They really were.
I don't remember their comic section.
I
Borders.
preferred Borders for that reason. I always viewed, when I was a kid, I viewed Barnes & Noble's as like the sophisticated bookstore. And Borders, because you've often found them in malls too.
Borders was awesome. There was a Borders in Novi at the Novi Town Center.
Was there?
Mm-hmm. And that's where my friends and I would hang out all the time. We would hang out, read. We get like drinks or whatever from. They had their own in-house cafe. They did have comics. They had movies and we would just hang out there for hours.
We would hang out. My friend Swin and I would hang out the one in Dearborn, right there on Mercury Drive.
Yeah. There was a one actually kind of by my house in Farmington Hills that was there for quite a few years, and then it became a bye-bye baby.
That makes sense.
But when they went out of business, they had some really good clearance sales there. Normally those are a rip-off, right? Because they jack up the price and they're like 50% off, so it's only $20 for.
Oh, can you say Kohl's business model?
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
I know. Or Duluth's business model.
Hey.
I don't care.
Hey!
Keep Duluth's name out your mouth. My pants are Duluth right now.
You know what my favorite game is? Is to play retail price at Kohl's.
Oh my gosh!
Go look at
$84 for a T-shirt.
No.
But
they're like it's 86% off, Nick. It's only $8.99,
and you can get Kohl's Cash, right?
They're basically paying you to work. It's inevitable that store. They just close down every single.
I don't know. I think
they got some longevity so far, though.
I know because I think
Thanks,
that Kohl's Cash
people.
is very similar to Menards, where you get the 11% rebates.
Yeah,
no
but
one
you
ever
don't
turns them in.
No, yeah.
Yeah,
I would say people are more apt to use their Kohl's Cash than they are to send in the rebate for Menard. Because at least the Kohl's Cash, okay, Jordy, at least the Kohl's Cash will bring you back into the store.
Yes.
Yeah.
It doesn't, because you're probably going to go there anyway.
Yeah.
If you're shopping at Kohl's, you're shopping at Kohl's.
You got to get that.
You're going to spend your money.
You got to get those new shorts.
Menards it's a chore.
Yeah.
No, everybody hates rebates. You want to send in a mail-in rebate?
Yeah, they're the
just
worst.
a chore.
They're the worst. They are terrible.
Plus,
and half the time you never even get them back.
I don't think Menards should be allowed to advertise the price because it's
Before
always
the rebate. Yeah, exactly.
It's always the price
rebate. Yeah.
that includes the rebates.
Yeah.
So it's not what you're paying.
Yeah.
I never paid attention to that.
Just $1,000, and it's really no.
But if it's like
$59.99,
it's like after your 11% rebate. But when you go to the register, it's probably whatever so it's going to be another $7 or something. So it's like $67.
Yeah.
And you're like, I thought it was $50.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
No, you got to send in the rebate.
I've only been to Menards once, and it's too much going on.
There's a
It's
lot.
Redneck Meyer.
It's a cluster.
I think
a cluster.
It's similar to like a mix between. I think Redneck Meyer actually is the best way. Never mind. You won.
Yeah.
You won.
Brody also had some other funny things to say. Joe is like the Captain America of the Avengers. Everyone thinks he's been there the whole time, when in reality he showed up in issue 3, which is like a reference to the podcast because we were talking about our anniversary.
That is pretty funny. I like that.
And then he put, I find it so funny when Nick does his recap and Rob and Joe automatically go to their phone. And then it goes, oops, Nick just called you both out in that episode. And then he put, wait, Nick's exchange student is already gone. I know I've been gone for 6 weeks, but that seemed very fast. There's a story there. Yes, there is. So there's some good comments.
Dude, it was 6 drug-induced weeks. That's like
that doesn't count.
It's basically 3 years.
That can't count. But thanks, Brody. We're glad to have you back. We've missed you, man. We've missed you. We're glad to hear your.
And you're doing well. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we're glad to hear you're.
And now we can talk about getting you on the show.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll work on that.
And there was a comment from a couple weeks ago that we didn't read. David Brown, XM8U on YouTube, said Tasha Yar is human. She grew up on another world.
Oh, there we go.
That was an Earth colony of human colonists.
Okay.
That's right. Thank you.
Wesley
sir.
did start out as a boy named Wesley. That's Gene Roddenberry's middle name, which I think you guys somebody mentioned it.
Yeah,
on the
I think
show.
so.
Partway through the planning, he was changed to a girl named Leslie. Then it was decided to go back to a boy named Wesley.
Would
So
you
the
prefer
flip flop?
Would you prefer a girl, Leslie?
I actually think I would have.
I think I would have too.
Just because
Nah.
it is a
Sorry, too many
male-centric
women on
cast.
this show.
I think it's a male-centric cast.
Well, it is now. They killed off one, and
They killed off Tasha.
They flip-flopped the
did.
Wesley, and then they killed off Tasha.
She wanted off, right? She wanted off initially.
That's what they all
'cause
say,
They
Nick.
didn't like her story.
She didn't like her story or lack
Right.
thereof.
That's what I'm saying. And then so they wrote her off, and then she kind of lived with regrets after that.
Well, she didn't. Obviously, season 3, she's like, wait, this is what the show becomes?
Yeah.
Crap!
Yeah.
Wait.
No regrets. No regrets. Anything else we want to talk about?
I want
we've
to
gone
thank
through
the listeners for feeding us back feedback.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So-
734-494-0980 is where you could text or leave a voicemail.
YouTube, Instagram.
And I actually put a voicemail message on
Did
there
you?
now that says, "Thanks for calling Keeping Up with the Cardassians. We're not here. Leave a message."
I didn't know you did that.
Yeah,
I think
that.
I think we need to check that just to be sure.
I think we
that it
do.
doesn't talk shit about
we
us.
should record a message with all of us today.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Hi.
Yeah.
This is
R.I.P.
Nick. This is Rob.
We should record
This
a
is
message
Joe.
with all three of us today. Yeah.
You've gotten a wrong number, so
You've called to keep them with the Cardassians?
I don't know who you meant to call, but it clearly wasn't us.
This is what it says. It says, wait, come
You
on.
got that right. You've reached Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
So it's lame. It's cheesy.
What are you? Are you taking the drugs that Brody was on?
I
You
know.
sound
Here
really.
we go. Okay, we're recording in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You ready? Here we go.
Oh, really?
Here we go. Here we go. Allow. Here we go. Tap the microphone to record.
We're doing this on air.
We're doing this live. We're doing it live. We're recording right now.
I know.
So leave your voicemail.
Yeah. If this is who you meant to call, if not, leave one anyway, and tell us who you meant to call.
This is
Yeah.
Keeping Up with the Kardashians,
The podcast.
the podcast. Right, Rob?
Yes, it is.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. Leave a voicemail. Boom. Just like that, we did it.
Oh my God.
We left.
You know what? We're doing stuff on the fly, and I
Check
like
it
that.
out. Check
I
it
like
out.
that the listeners were part of it.
Yeah, we include everybody in.
See?
We're doing it live.
So there you go.
We're recording right now.
I know.
See?
Your voicemail.
Yeah. There, we have a new voicemail.
All right.
All right. We did it.
Who's the one who complained?
Huh?
Annette.
Was it Annette?
Annette. She's like, I
That
never know
sounds
who
like
I'm
Annette.
calling.
Annette sounds like a complainer.
She's from Ohio.
Ohio.
I know.
You'd be
I know. She's mad at the world. It's not her fault. I know.
When they make a whatever it is, a reference to Ohio being things that suck in society.
No, Annette's a good kid.
No, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Anything else?
We can just go right into Penguin if you want, or just go do one of these lists.
Let's go into Penguin. Okay. What do you think? Let's go into Penguin.
What about Penguin?
Should we review Joker 2 today?
Fala do.
Or Penguin?
I don't. Fine. If this is going to be my only contribution to this review, then fine.
Yeah.
What review? The Penguin?
Yeah, I liked it.
Wait, hold on. Okay, so let's get into the Penguin again. But first of all, you helped us with the way we pronounce things because we were not doing it right.
I was trying like
Hey,
hell.
the Pinguino.
And we were trying to do work and we were doing it wrong. And you said, just take, what word did you say?
Hoist.
Hoist. No, wait, it
yeah,
wasn't
hoist.
for work.
And do it what? W.
Woist. Woist.
Yeah, like we're the Woist podcast.
Yeah.
We are the Woist podcast.
Woist podcast. Woist podcast.
You can do moist or hoist or whatever, but change it to a W.
Woist.
Woist.
What about work?
Woik.
Woik.
Wake.
Woik.
Wake.
Woik.
Wake.
Man,
Talking about what? Wake here.
Joe, I'm so thankful you did that because ever since I started the show, I've been trying to mock that
Yeah.
turn.
Boss.
Voice.
Like boss.
Yeah.
Boss.
Whatever you want, boss.
Whatever you want, boss.
Boss is a little easier
Boss.
than I could not
boss.
get the Woik.
Yeah. Wake. Wake. All right. So Penguin.
That's our review of the Penguin.
That's
Woik.
Wake. Work.
First of all-
Review of what? Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
No, it doesn't work if he says
No,
it.
it doesn't work if I say it.
Okay, good point. So we
I'm
are.
just a human drop machine.
So I know we reviewed episode 1.
Another
I think.
one.
Rob and I reviewed episode 1.
Oh, you
at
did?
one point.
Yeah.
Yes, we did. It was a dark time for the show. A very dark time. We reviewed episode 1.
Out of protest, I actually did not watch the first episode.
And then we, and then over the course of this week, we said, okay, let's all watch the whole series so we can review it all together. So we're not going to review any episode on its own per se. We're just going to talk about the
series.
whole series
Yeah.
and the character arcs. And I think you have to start like when you first start the series, you're like, oh my gosh, Colin Farrell is the MVP. I think initially.
Well, I think you kind of have to recognize what he's doing with the performance because there's no scent of Irish at all,
right?
In what he's doing, there's no scent of Colin Farrell at all,
right? So, like to me,
you would never if you plucked somebody who'd never seen the Batman, but knew of Colin Farrell, and you told them you got to watch this show, The Penguin. It's awesome.
Yeah,
you'd be like, there's this new actor that they got to play the Penguin. Like it's just this guy he's a young guy. He's
like an up and coming actor.
They'd be like, oh my god, that guy was awesome. Who is it? And you're like, Colin Farrell. They'd be like, no,
no,
are you
no
kidding
way.
me?
Yeah. So like he's truly like the first episode I watch, I'm like, he's the MVP. But then Kristen Milioti comes in playing Sophia Falcone. And I think overall to me, like I know we're going to go back and forth between the characters, but to me, she is the best character in this series.
She's a standout.
I think without a doubt.
What she could even act with her eyes
Mm-hmm.
alone.
I want her to win
presence
some awards.
her presence in a room is just enough to like kind of like clench your butthole. It's like everything tightens up when she's in the room.
Well, especially
you can feel the tension because she's either looking daggers through you, or she's just in the back waiting and plotting and just she was amazing the entire.
Absolutely. And I think to me, what is so incredible about her character arc is we see two versions of this character. We see her before the asylum and then after the asylum, and to see like she was outside of the crime family. She was completely innocent of it. She knew really nothing.
No, she knew of it because they wanted her to take over, but she didn't. She was, I say, reluctant participator.
Yeah, like she was part of the family, but she was like a clean version of
yes,
it. Like she was going to run the business differently than her dad did, probably. Carmine.
Or not get her hands dirty.
Yeah, exactly. As much as he did.
Plausible.
She'd be the first legitimate crime boss.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Hey, we're doing everything above table. Everything is legit. We need a paper trail. I got auditors.
I got charities.
Yeah.
Well, like it's like
we're gonna set up a 501c3.
The charity that she did have though was a legit charity, right? About helping these women with mental health struggles because of her mom who she had thought killed herself, which turns out, spoiler alert, Carmine killed her.
Go figure.
Go figure. He kills everyone. And then she tries to confront him about it, and he throws her in an asylum, man.
Yeah.
That's a power
Frames
move.
her for the murders.
Frames her for
first. Multiple murders.
Yeah.
And then throws her in the
to
asylum.
throw your family away so quickly. Like that's what's so incredible about this story. This is a story about like how easily disposable family is in Gotham, right? Not just with her,
but with Oz.
Oz too.
Yeah.
Like kills his brothers, doesn't think any, and truly believes in his mind that he didn't even kill him by the end. Like he's
completely delusional.
He's completely delusional. Right? Yeah.
Ma.
Oh my gosh. It's so.
But by the end, shit's crazy.
Well, it's the whole series. You're going like, all right, you kind of empathize.
You're rooting for the Penguin.
Well, yeah,
in a lot of ways, and even in that finale, up to a certain point, you're like, he killed his brothers, or he accidentally killed his brothers. Depending.
I don't think it was an accident.
Or depending on how you interpret it.
I don't think it was initially. I think initially it was get out on your own, and then when he got home, he's like, I don't care if they get out. Like it was after the fact that
you think he knew that locking him in that room was going to cause them to drown. You think he's that smart enough because the kid seemed kind of dopey back then.
But then he had a conversation with the ma at the Monarch Theater, and it was a very different conversation, right? Like he seemed like he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
At that point, he's like, "I'm gonna take care of you, ma. I see the sadness in your eyes."
Yeah.
Which that child actor was incredible as well. They cast a really good young Oz Cobblepot.
Yeah. But
I thought they were
even through that, you kind of still were rooting for him. But then there's a moment where you stop, like cold turkey, stop rooting for him.
I think I kind of stopped rooting for him.
What's
a little
the moment?
Vic.
Yeah.
Oh, that was sad,
dude. I was watching that going, no.
And it's such a heartfelt thing that Vic is like, "We're family. I love you," and he's like, "Yeah, you're good.
I can't have that anymore."
And he wasn't. And do you think that was a decision he made in that moment? Like he wasn't going to do it.
I think as soon as he said,
"I love you,"
you're like family to me, and he's like, "Oh, Vic, Vic."
Yeah.
The thing about that is, and I think he may have been thinking about it passively, but as soon as he said that, he's like, yeah, Vic, I've used family too, so that's why you got to die.
Yeah.
But obviously, family does make him weak because Oz saw what Sophia did to him over his mom.
Yeah, his mom.
Right? Like she wrecked his mom, right? So he doesn't want to see that again. He'd rather Vic die by his own hands than watch him suffer and die by someone else's hands, which is in his narcissistic view, he's doing a good thing in that moment.
Yeah.
But
He's the hero. He's saving Vic.
well, and even Vic, though, Vic goes from a sympathetic character. He's a killer by the end. He's not a good guy.
But he's
I like him.
he's still very sympathetic.
Yeah.
yeah, but he's not like Gotham ate him up, right? Like that was the whole point. Like,
But yeah,
people in the Crown-
He's a murderer with a heart.
Gotham will make these people.
Exactly. Out of desperation, people will do desperate things, and that was all of Crown Point uniting under Oz, and he was the first person to see them. So all these people
Get them power and everything.
They turn to crime because the city has failed them. The government has failed them.
Dude, so that was it the last episode where they got Oz, and so Sophia's going to the airport or wherever that was to go see him. I was a little I actually got surprised because I did not see that he had already basically negotiated behind the scenes with them to then take out everybody around her.
Yeah, that final scene where all the lieutenants are killing.
And he gives her a grin, and I'm looking at it going, huh?
And she knew, and I loved her facial expression was incredible in that scene.
And then they just take out all the triad around him and on all the leads, and he's telling the story about the lieutenants, and they've always been overlooked, and that's his whole angle is the lower guy.
Yeah.
The underdog
and they
guy.
start taking out all their crime bosses, and I'm like, dang.
Yeah, every single one of them. That was great. That was a great scene. Oh, goodness.
I thought the final episode was, I thought it started strong. It slogged a little in the middle.
Yes.
When they did the flashbacks, even though they were kind of necessary, like the
I don't like the
Sophia-
flashbacks in the last episode, though.
Yeah.
I think you're taking away from the last episode impact by
right,
doing
those
that.
should have happened sooner.
It should have happened in the prior episode to help set up this episode.
Though,
better.
I mean, I will say it was kind of cool to see his mom in Frances going through that therapy that made her see herself living in that moment.
It was a cool way to shoot it, too.
Yeah, and they showed her as the old version of herself and the young version of herself, and we're going back and forth.
And even to kind of tell what was going on, they just did the mirror trick where older her was looking at younger her in the mirror to kind of say, this is a pseudo flashback.
Yeah, exactly. And then to have it be a moment where she finally goes to Oz and says, like, you're a
I hate you. I hate you.
Worst. Yeah, and he lives in denial.
The worst.
Voiced.
Oh my God. And
See, I messed it up again.
the worst.
Voiced. Yeah.
And the ending though, where he has his prostitute again, and he has her in his mom's dress
And making her speak to him like he is.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well,
creepy.
Yeah, exactly. And of course she's back with him because she's an opportunist. Like she needs the money. She's not there for him. She's there for the money. But like, tell me you're proud of me, Ma. Tell me you're proud of me.
I'm proud of you.
So proud of you, boy. Oh my gosh, it was creepy, right?
That was that whole.
Like this is an unhinged man. And the whole time you're like, he's doing this for his mom. Nope, he's doing it for himself.
Yep.
He all along. And that's the thing. Like the whole point of the series is you're rooting for this guy because you feel like you're on his side when in truth, even the narrative that you're presented on the show is all a lie of him, right? You're seeing the side of himself that he wants to show you, even like when it's just him, like he's lying to himself too. I dug it. So like he was great. The guy who played Vic, I really loved it.
Yeah, he did a great job.
I liked how the only time he didn't stutter was when he was giving the speech to all the crime bosses, well, you cowards, you're running away, because he was just saying Oz's words, right? Like
right.
Yeah.
Those weren't him. And then the one lieutenant comes up, punches him in the stomach, and the lieutenant who ends up turning.
Basically saved his life.
Yeah, exactly. And then they talk, and then they figure out a way where they're going to kill everyone. Yeah.
I knew somebody who talked like that.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
With that kind of stutter.
Yeah. Not like the traditional like chattering stutter.
Yeah.
But like the
delayed.
Yeah, delayed where they kind of like they can't
just get stuck.
Get it out.
Yeah.
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 Sounds like a balloon.
Yeah, it does sound like balloon.
Yeah. I mean, even like honestly, all the actors and actresses knocked out of the park. Francis Cobb,
I thought it was a
Deidre
very well
O'Connell.
casted show.
Yeah.
And then you even think about like Alberto was good in his smaller role that he had. Then you had the Mark Strong played Carmine, which was different than the movie, which was another actor who didn't want to play it because of the violence against women.
Yes.
Which is just weird.
Which is
because he was in the Batman, where he beats up Catwoman in one scene and tries to kill her.
Well, he had enough. He's like, okay, I've had my women beating that's for the career.
Yeah. Who was the underboss? What was his name again?
Oh, I don't remember his name. The bald guy.
Johnny Vitti.
Yeah.
Johnny Vitti. Michael Kelly is.
Yeah,
Johnny
I just
Vitti.
pulled up the cast because
he was great too. I like Johnny Vitti a lot.
He's been in a bunch of stuff lately.
Yeah.
Like the actor.
And he typically plays this sort of character. Michael Kelly does, like the crime boss guy. Like he did that in. Sorry about that. He did that in House of Cards as Doug Samper. He was the guy who would do whatever they wanted.
That whole family was such a douche to her.
Man, they were like, that's the thing.
Whole group.
All of them.
And like when she's sitting
Every
there
step
at
of
dinner
the way.
being like, you know what you did to me. And they're like, that's enough. You got to get out of here. And it's like, you guys are the jerks, not her.
Yeah.
You're the cause of all this.
Like you wrecked her. Like,
Are you expecting self-reflection from the mob?
I know.
Yeah, that's true.
It's all about power. See, and that's the thing. They talk about family. It was never about family to them.
Family
Oz talks
family
about
is an
family.
idea. It's
Yeah.
not actual family. It's family is another word for loyalty.
It's the brand name.
And that's
Family's family's the brand. That's what we're selling. We're selling family. We're selling loyalty.
Yeah, and this show seems like an exploration of what it means to be family, right? Because we view it from her angle, what her family did to her. We view it Oz's angle, where it's like at first you're like, oh my gosh, he's super loyal to his mom. His mom's loyal to him, trying to build him into this crime boss.
Then you
Turns
realize
out-
he basically erased his family so that he could control his
and
mom.
she lived with him out of fear,
Yeah.
right? And just like, I got to control him. And she regretted that. She wished she would have had him killed.
I should have let him kill you.
Oh my gosh. So interesting though. Like, I want to go back to that because like after she comes in, or the mob boss comes in and talks to her in the past, and she's like, my boy killed them, and then he immediately goes into, we can use this, we can make him a mob boss. Like instead of being like, holy crap.
Or we can make him disappear.
Yeah, exactly. And she was leaning towards disappear.
So she was into disappear until he made her feel guilty with that whole speech at the bar.
Well, and I love how too right away she's like, he's super needy. Like he's the weakest of the three boys. He was really the weak, and even in this series, he's kind of the weakest, right? But somehow everyone underestimates him, and that's how he's able to persevere. I don't know. I dig the whole exploration of what family is. Like you had Vic, who had a family keeping him on the straight and narrow. His dad kept him clean. That girl kept him clean. If he would have left and went with her, his life, he would have lived a happy, long life. Mm-hmm. Instead, he's stuck in Gotham and ended up dead within 3 months.
Yeah. Getting choked out
By
the penguin.
by a guy he said he loved.
Yeah.
No, not the name of the series, but the character. You don't have to do it for the character. You have to do it when we say,
He can do it when he wants.
okay, that's true.
Penguin.
Joker 2.
For the dude.
I like the.
Oh, we're gonna get that voicemail that just says those things.
I was gonna. What was? Oh, have either of you watched The Sopranos?
Yes.
Bits and pieces.
Did you find any of the similarities offensive, or did you just think it just drew on, or is that just sort of the way that mob shows are?
Yeah,
The Sopranos is like at the top of the list. Like
yeah.
anything that's gonna be like your traditional stereotypical mob family drama style stuff.
Yeah.
Is gonna be compared. It's just gonna end up being compared to the.
It's
Sopranos.
going to be, exactly. You're going to end up comparing it.
But like the Tony Soprano, like, did you see the similarities are there?
they're pretty striking. Yeah.
You find it offensive, or did you see it was as inspirational?
I viewed it as an homage,
Okay.
if you will, like just a tribute to a show that really nailed it. And obviously, this is still their take on it. But how do you? It's like the equivalent of when Star Wars came out in '77. Everything tried to mimic it, right? And some failed really badly, but some gave it honor and did wonders for sci-fi. Same thing with Sopranos. There was a lot of stuff that came out trying to mimic it afterwards, and it wasn't really that good.
Yeah.
But other ones try to mimic it in a good way. This is an example of it. Like, it drove the median forward for how to talk about the mob.
I think this is a spiritual successor, in a way, in a different universe, but
I don't know.
or carries the torch. You think it carries the torch?
The torch of what they were trying to do, I think, very well. Because I mean, you shouldn't like the Tony Soprano. You shouldn't, but you like him. He's a dirtbag. He's not a good man. He's a terrible husband.
Good husband. Yeah, he goes to, you know what? He goes to therapy, and that's something that's a feather in his cap.
That's a feather, but it doesn't change him. No.
It's useless.
And then it ends. The series ends with his death. I mean, we don't see his death.
Spoiler.
Allegedly.
He's dead at that point. They just said they don't want to show it.
What if he shows up in the big
Because
one?
they said it was unnecessary to show it.
Show it.
I know. I think they should have showed it.
Make him bleed.
Kind of like Breaking Bad does
bleed?
with Walter White at the end, like him dead on the ground. Like, that's a great final
Spoiler.
shot. Dude, it's been out a decade.
We are spoiling everything.
It's been out a decade. Deal with it.
Picard lives.
What?
Oh!
He returns for season 4.
Yeah.
So star of the show is, we're gonna go one. Christina
I think it's
Milioti.
1A, 1B, honestly. Like, Christina
Because everything
Milioti-
that Colin, I don't want to take away what Colin Farrell had to do, like how he had to act and transform.
Yeah.
But to your
we've
point,
seen that before. We saw that in the
Batman.
Batman. So
Yeah.
it's
but not for 10 episodes or 8 episodes. 10
no, but we the shock value.
is diminished.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, I know it's Colin Farrell, but damn, he's still really good. But in the Batman, you're like, what the like? That's Colin Farrell. Did you find? Okay, I'm like all over the map here. But did you find?
okay.
Did you find the Penguin?
You
to
don't
be
have
a
to do it for
different-
your own.
I like to do it though.
Okay.
To be a different iteration than the movie one.
Yes. I mean,
Like it's almost.
well, because this is an evolution of the character. Like, he's not as calm and confident. Well, actually, hold on. No, because he's a sweet talker. He talks his way out of a situation. And he did that with Gordon and Batman.
Yeah.
Hey, come on. Oh, Rata.
He did that at his club too when Batman came up to him and said, "Hey, take it easy, man."
Yeah. So he does. So, like,
I just think it's just he's seen
He's a
what's going on
weasel.
there, and now he's got to try to adapt. He's a weasel.
Yeah.
He adapts to he's a pork. He adapts. But
And then,
but going back, but Christy Milioti, she knocked it out of the park.
Milioti. Yeah. She's, I mean,
let's say she was the number one, and close behind was Colin Farrell.
A pleasant surprise how well she did.
Fantastic.
As-
Like,
I would be surprised if she's not nominated for awards after this.
I think she should win.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But if she should at least be nominated.
Yeah, her
Yes.
and Farrell.
I think they'll both
At
get
least
nominated.
nominate, at the bare least.
I think they will both get nominated. They should. But it is, you know, a comic book franchise, and they are traditionally not well regarded. Although this is, are we coming up on Oscar season? Now that I'm
Isn't that February or something like that?
is this
March?
the year that the Batman is eligible, or
The Batman
was
was
it last year?
That was Batman's
2 years ago?
2 years ago, I think.
Yeah. That's long gone.
Oh.
Yeah.
She gone.
Yeah.
Not nominated for shit, huh?
Nope. Well, probably special effects or makeup.
Oh yeah,
You know how that goes.
costume design,
Costume design. It's
because
like
everybody's in
it's a token.
yeah.
I hate when they do that for films like that. We're not going to give you a serious award.
Yeah. Sound editing.
Oh, gosh.
It's 100% it. It probably got nominated for sound editing.
There's a lot of explosions and booms and car engines.
Let's go with the best picture winners last 10 years, okay? And there's a lot of pretension involved in this. Now, first we start with Oppenheimer. I think that was a best picture. Everything Everywhere All at Once. Yeah, that was a solid one. Then you had that movie Coda, Nomadland, Parasite,
Scroll up, Rob. The first link. Yeah, the list of accolades by the Batman.
Green Book. I mean, The Shape of
If
Water.
you scroll down, it should list them.
Moonlight. Yeah, some of these were actually pretty good. I said pretension, but like some of these are solid films, so I take it back. Oh,
If
here's
you
one.
keep scrolling down, it'll.
Here's one that shouldn't have won. Birdman. That one I don't think was the
With
best
Keaton?
picture. Yeah, I don't think that was the best picture.
Best sound,
Nailed it.
best makeup and hairstyling,
Nailed it.
best visual effects.
Yep. See,
Yep.
all nominated, didn't win shit.
Yep.
They win it. What they won? Oh,
They won Critics' Choice Award for Superhero Movie.
Oh God.
Best Actor in a Superhero Movie, Colin Farrell.
They have to break it out. Best actor in a superhero movie.
Yeah.
Best actor in a movie nobody in a fake movie.
Georgia Film Critics Associates Awards.
Nice.
Michael Giacchino won for the score. Hollywood Professional Association Awards, Outstanding Color Grading in a Feature Film, won.
Oh, the HPAS.
So how many?
Saturn Awards, Best Film Direction.
The Sega Saturn Award.
Yeah.
Say it right.
Oh, dude, that'd be great.
The Saturn Award.
They go
Can it
back
get
all the way-
nominated for something on this planet, please?
The Washington, D.C. Area Film Critics Awards.
Jesus, that's
So
a
if you
mouthful.
had to guess how many awards, like let's just say the main awards, if you had to bet money on the amount of
Can we do keep on
things that this
Cardassians?
would qualify for, how many awards do you think?
Best limited miniseries or whatever.
Yeah.
Best actor and best actress.
But I wonder if she's supporting actress though, or if she's like a lead.
That's a
I would
good question.
I would consider her a lead.
I'd consider her
I
a
would say
lead.
lead actress.
She was in every
I
episode.
think it's two. Yeah,
Not
it's two.
the first, right? Or is she?
She was in the
very
first. She
end?
was in the first.
The very end, she comes in the room. Yeah. I love her. I can fix her. Look, if I had to fight crime in Gotham to be with Kristen Milioti, I would do it. I would do it. I'd fight crime for her. You don't, because you're a jerk.
Yeah.
But I think she's beautiful.
Good.
I do.
That's good for you. I'm glad. I support your decision. I
I
support your thought process.
I actually enjoyed. So in the series, I enjoy how they show her descent into madness, and she gets more and more like frazzled looking in terms of even like her haircut.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like by the end, her hair is like, I don't know. It looks like just a
It's
mess.
less care taken into it.
Yeah. And it probably took forever to get her
And
hair.
she
made
shows
for
more
that.
cleavage,
She does as she gets crazier and crazier, doesn't
which
she?
tracks.
The crazy hot scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From How I Met Your Mother. It all connects.
It all connects.
It all connects.
It all
She's
connects.
the mother.
There you go.
It's
How I Met Your Mother's in the Batman universe.
That would be funny.
That's
I'd
great.
pay for that. All right.
Did you know that King of Queens and Everybody Loves Raymond are in
Yeah.
the same universe?
Within the
same
crossover
sitcom?
or something like that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Several times.
Yeah.
They're in the same sitcom universe.
So, anything else that you want to talk about from this series?
So, putting her back in the asylum,
Oh, that's a brutal move.
Yeah.
Man. Like instead of just putting a bullet in her head, like
he puts her back in.
I know,
It's
Which
worse
is-
than killing her.
which is,
Dude, talk about a boss move.
and that's like a power play move, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I own you, kind of a thing. But like,
I
okay,
did this to you. I did this.
Then she gets a letter from Selena Kyle at the end, which is a cool add-in, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
that's her half sister, and she smiles and smirks. So I don't know what that means.
because family. She has family again. She has somebody that she had in
who
the
understands what
Family.
she's been
She was close to her brother. So she's potential for more a relationship with somebody again.
Yeah. Okay. I get that. And then you have the bat signal at the end, which
Yep.
is solid.
A little late there, Gotham PD. I mean,
Yeah, you think Batman would be there for the explosion in
you think
Crown
as soon
Point.
as
No, it's PTO. I told you.
Yeah.
He's got.
he's got some stretches he's doing.
I mean, I guess that kind of shows you the amount of crime that's in Gotham. Like, there's so much.
Hey, I can't be everywhere. There's a guy. There's a guy stealing a purse over here.
I mean, there probably is a lot more going on than this one thing there.
Yeah, that's
Isn't
what,
the city flooded?
The city's flooded. There's other probably pseudo supervillains
This is like
out there.
3 weeks after the goddamn.
I think we're supposed to take a little more of a time jump because then we get snow on the ground by the end of the
Yeah.
series and it's winter. So I think it's
So-
supposed to be like 3 months.
The doctor that's in it.
Oh gosh.
Um,
He was creepy.
There's a rumor out there that at one of the scenes, I think it was for the fourth episode,
Yeah.
you could see Scarecrow's mask and gloves on a desk.
Oh, for him. He could
So do
be-
we think we're setting him up like as this maybe the Scarecrow? I see that.
Can you pull up a screenshot?
I'll find it.
Okay.
What is that actor's name? Because he was really great. Oh my gosh, we didn't even mention Salvatore Maroni. Clancy Brown is Salvatore Maroni. He was
yeah,
great.
he was very good.
He was so good.
Like I said, I thought the casting in this was very, very good.
Right. Yeah. Knocked it out of the
Does it
park.
make you skeptical of Italians and Irishmen?
Always.
Always.
Like, hey, I'm Italian. I'd be like, hey,
Gosh, what was the name of that doctor? The
Dr. Acula.
Theo Rossi as Dr. Julian Rush. Yeah. He's of Italian, Spanish, Lebanese, and Syrian descent. Wow. Okay.
That's too many. Pick one.
That's a lot.
Saying that's the gloves.
Let's see. Yeah.
Okay.
They look like Freddy Krueger gloves, unless that's just a sign that he's helped the Scarecrow and he's already in the prison. Like,
I haven't seen the mask they say they see in here yet.
it could be a trophy, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because that's
I mean, if you think about
it's kind of the vibe I get.
Nothing
from him a little bit.
Nothing in the show seems accidental.
He seemed like he was a fairly sane guy until he watched what happened with her, though. Like, he was a normal doctor, and then he saw how they treated her in there, and then he got into her, and then he went a little psycho.
he likes the crazies.
Oh my god. This just reminds me of how, like, this is all the Lost impact. This is all tremors from Lost.
Yes.
Like, Lost changed the way that TV was viewed.
I'm not talking about Lost.
But it was.
But
like,
it's
people
relatable.
looking for clues in every frame of every
Yeah.
shot.
You're right.
Literally change, like,
I don't disagree with you. Yeah.
the Penguin production designer confirmed Scarecrow red herring for Julian Rush.
So it's meant to be a red herring.
And it's the one time I'm glad I totally missed a TV Easter egg.
Wait, so they're basically saying this was meant to fool you and make you think he's something that he wasn't?
Maybe. But I didn't even notice that when I was watching the episode.
I didn't.
But
either. I don't pay that close.
It's confirmed.
Well, to me, an Easter egg and a red herring are different.
Two different ballparks,
Yeah.
but so I don't know.
Very different. Yeah.
We left it open for interpretation.
Okay.
The hands are from Bally.
Okay.
Dr. Rush.
We will see.
Oh, we'll interpret this out of this.
Where do you see the series going from here?
Is there going to be a second season?
Could there be a second season?
I think there could be, absolutely,
I
but
don't want a second season.
I don't want a second season either.
I let this stand on its own. If you want to do an anthology every year, do it.
Well, because
but-
this butts up to,
The Batman.
yeah,
Batman
this is
2.
supposed to lead right into the Batman 2.
and then
So
I
we're
would
going
love
into the
I would love
winter.
another limited series between to bridge 2 and 3.
Yeah, whatever character it may be. Like, maybe you're setting up the villain for season 3. But then again, they're not setting up the Penguin to be the villain for season or for
The Batman
for part
2.
2.
They just thought that was a character they could use.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if they want to do another side character, if you want to do a Scarecrow, I don't want to do a Scarecrow series actually because I don't want to be in this asylum anymore.
Let's just let the
Condiment
Batman 2
Man.
figure out what
Condiment Man series, limited series. You got ketchup. I got ketchup.
Do you have any Grey Poupon?
Oh my gosh.
Just post up in a car. You have any gray poupon?
I think
Wake.
that we should just let the Batman 2 happen, and then let whatever happens after
Let Matt Reeves cook.
happen. Yes.
Let him cook.
Yeah. And I mean, as Detroiters, the whole let Brad cook. Like, has it ever not worked out for us though?
Let Brad cook.
Yeah.
Not recently, no.
I would say I
Let's
would
give it another-
argue
Okay,
that
I know.
not getting a defensive end last year
Yeah.
was a mistake.
Has it backfired?
We didn't 27 unanswered points. Did it backfire?
Yeah.
27
You're
unanswered
talking
points.
about last year. I'm talking about
Well,
this year.
no, we're talking about ever.
He said ever.
Has letting Brad Holmes cook ever
He
not
had a
worked out?
defensive end last year.
You could have gotten another one that would have
Helped
potentially helped
prevent
that second half.
27 unanswered
Although
points.
it was 27 unanswered points, but you can't put that all in the defense.
Well, I don't. I absolutely don't because the offense
'cause the
should have done more.
Offense really set them up.
The reason it's
The
called
ol-
unanswered points is because the offense didn't score.
Honestly, probably the worst
Lions talk happens.
defensive play of the second half was Vildor.
Yeah, you're right. And that
Oh
was-
gosh, that dropped interception.
Lucky
which
bounce.
would have ended that game.
Yes.
Like, not ended.
Well,
it,
not
but
ended,
like,
but that would have been okay. What?
it would have been a deal breaker.
If you ever had to define lucky bounce by a video, that's the definition of lucky bounce.
Yeah, that was. Whew.
Oh, since we're actually recording before Thanksgiving, what's your call for the next two games?
Well, this is coming out after Thanksgiving.
Well, yeah. So we got the one airing or
So I
playing
already.
tomorrow.
I'm gonna predict a win that we just did over the Bears.
Okay. Screw the Bears.
And honestly, I don't want them to. I could see 16-1. I don't want them to. I think 15-2 or honestly I don't even see 14-3. They're too fucking good.
The Bills game will
The
be
Bills that's at home.
That's going to be a great grade way to grade us.
Yes.
I'm saying 14-3.
Really?
Because by the end of the season, you're not playing as hard. You've already got your position locked up.
Yeah, there could be some if you get the division locked up, you could see some
I'm
rest.
not saying they like take their foot off the pedal, but at the same
Yeah,
time,
but hold on. The Vikings have 2 losses. They're in our division.
Well, they just lose for the love of God. What the hell?
I know.
Just lose.
The Eagles have 2 losses.
The Eagles are our threat.
So it's not like I think we're clearly the best team in the NFL, but I think we're not.
This is supposed to be a Penguin review,
But we're not like.
Hey, let it happen.
We're not light years past being comfortable record-wise in the NFC.
Do you think the coach of the Eagles would fit into the Penguin?
Sirianni?
Yeah,
he's a scumbag.
he's a douche.
He'd be off really early in
Yeah,
that.
he
would
would've-
think he's a bigger deal than he really
He would have got
is.
gassed in the room.
Who was the guy that he killed the new mob boss in the beginning, like episode 1?
The brother or whatever it was.
Yeah, her brother.
Yeah.
brother.
Oh, where the Penguin shoots him in the
Yeah.
head? Yeah, that's Nick Sirianni.
That's Nick Sirianni.
Yeah, that's Nick Sirianni. Yeah, that's a good
He's
point.
like, oh, he's showing off.
You're a
He's-
nobody. My dad
Yeah.
didn't like you. You're a joke.
Yeah, gone.
Him and Tommy
just-
DeVito.
Which, in hindsight, makes a little more sense why the brother hated him, because the brother knew that he got his sister put in.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Do you see how we pull it all to the Penguin?
Pulled it all back together. All right. What would you rate the Penguin?
Oh,
out of
man.
10?
As a whole, we're not doing individual episodes, right?
No, that's
No,
impossible.
as a whole, what would you rate it? See, high at the top, low in the mid, not even low, but lower in the middle, and then high at the end. So
I think the floor was. I think the worst episodes were like a 7.
I would say the worst
I would agree with
episodes are
that.
a 7.
But I think the best of it is close to a 10.
Yeah.
I don't think it quite hit 10, though.
Yeah, I think we're talking 9.5, 9.
See, I'm probably rating the series like an 8.5 overall.
I think I'm going to go 9, a flat 9 overall. 8.5 leaves too much room for improvement because I thought it was really fucking good.
I think that's a good argument for it. So I think 9 makes sense because it was just really well executed, really well acted, really just, and it was just really good.
It was really
I
good.
really liked how Oz was able to not manipulate, but kind of go with a common folk theme and he got the power on for these people. So now they kind of liked him a lot more.
And one thing that
He
I
saw them. I
thing
see you. I beat you. I beat you.
you.
One thing I loved about the show is we all know that the Batman's out there somewhere, but it didn't rely on having to have Batman in the show
And
to
the
make it
threat
good.
of- and they never even mentioned him.
No.
Oh, I think they mentioned a mass vigilante.
Yeah. But
And-
they never mentioned Bruce Wayne. They never mentioned Batman.
Yeah.
Like we all know he's out there. We all know where this show takes place.
And he can't be everywhere all at once, which is the problem that they made in other Batman movies. Like, you're always scared of him appearing, right? I like the idea of that.
But I mean,
Well, given in the beginning of the Batman, everybody feared he might be there, so that's why they acted right. Because
Yeah.
in the shadows, you're looking for vengeance.
yeah.
And so he's not going to be there. He says that at the beginning. I can't be everywhere,
Yeah.
but
But I can be
yeah.
But I mean,
by the Penguin side.
a lot of these shows, it's like, okay, it's the final, it's the series, it's the finale.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, Batman's going to be in it. He's going to be somewhere. It's going to be no.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is a feather in the show's cap.
It didn't need
it didn't need it. It stood on its own ground.
Yeah, well, I firmly believe in the hashtag Batman makes everything better. But
Even hashtag the threat of Batman makes everything better.
exactly. But this didn't need it.
long
It could
hashtag.
survive.
Didn't need it. And
on
it
its
would have felt
own.
forced.
Yes.
To me, it would have been like, this is fan service. We're putting him in here to help our ratings. And
It depends on how they used them, but you're right. If they would have just had him pop in and pop out, like in the original Suicide Squad, where he goes in there and he like punches the Joker and Harley in the car. Yeah, it's or the Flash, for the love of God.
You know what would have been actually kind of cool to see, actually, like where the Penguin's driving down the street and he gets cut off because the Batmobile is speeding by.
Okay, that would have been funny.
And that's it. Like
Yeah.
all you do is see the Batmobile going.
I could have used that. That would have been funny.
That would have been that could have been good. Oh my God!
Not again, this guy.
Yeah, and then he keeps going.
Yeah, he's crazy.
I think the show could be a 9.5 with age.
Okay. Well,
Like if we see, I want to see what the Batman 2 is, and I want to see how things play
how they
out.
play together.
And then in totality, I think it could sort of get better with age.
And mentioning, we kind of mentioned, what was it earlier today or last week's episode? If they do the viral marketing the right way, it could age beautifully. If they were to do that for the Batman 2.
Mm-hmm. Like the I Believe in Harvey Dent campaign.
Exactly. How long before the Dark Knight came out? And that was such a cool thing to do. The websites, that like the on the ground marketing that they did it in actual cities.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Agreed. Well, ladies and gents,
happy Thanksgiving. Go Lions.
Thanksgiving is over. It's Christmas season.
I have still not put up my tree.
By the time this comes out, you should have put up your tree.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You should, because this is
December
2nd.
Yeah,
December 2nd. So if your tree's not up, shame on you. Put up that Christmas tree right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for keeping up with us. We love y'all. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Just keep it going. Keep it going.
You already stopped it.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
I remind me to keep that and put it on the YouTube.
Yes.
5, 4, 3, 2.